Welcome to the first edition of the REPMO Recap Show, presented by Absolute Roofing. A big thanks to Mike Mansker at Absolute Roofing for going along with this idea. I'm looking forward to it. And every week I'll be checking in and taking a look back at the highlights in Republic Tiger sports. So let's get started with football. The Tigers kicked off their season on the road at Nixa, so it was a tough test for a team that had a lot of varsity newcomers, and it did not go especially well for Republic. Adam McKnight, the Nixa quarterback, reels off a big run here, and that was indicative of the Nixa offense all night. They racked up 49 points in a 49-14 win. There were some bright spots for the Tigers. Preston McCracken connects there on a pass over the middle to C.J. Ewell. McCracken ended up rushing for nearly 100 yards as well. Isaiah Hull scored a couple of touchdowns, including this one. And senior Mason Fleetwood had a pretty good night as well. He ran for 69 yards on only 7 carries, including this run here off the left side of the line. Big hole opened up, and he took advantage of it. So Fleetwood with a good night. And despite the disappointing loss, the Tigers will try to turn it around. They'll be at home against Waynesville on Friday. The Soccer Tigers are off to their best start ever. Believe it or not, they had never won their first 3 matches of the season until now, and they did it at the Webb City Shootout. They started with a 4-0 win over Hillcrest. Caleb Micklea was the star of that one. He had a hat trick, and the second of his 3rd goals came in the second half on this nice assist as he punches it in past the goalkeeper. Also scored on a penalty kick. Tigers then beat Monette in a penalty kick shootout in overtime, and then they went on to beat Webb City, the host team, 2-0 in the final game of the weekend on Saturday, clinching the shootout for the first time and improving to 3-0 for the first time ever. The softball team also had a big weekend. They had 4 games at the Morrisville tournament. They won the first 3 before falling to Carthage in extra innings. Addie Brown had a good weekend. She was one of 3 members of the Lady Tigers named to the all-tournament team. The defense was good also, especially in the outfield. Sammy Watson tracked that one down. Here's Cass Ellison with a throw across the diamond. In the second game, Lady Tigers beat Bolivar 7-4. Paige Elzenrott and Lily Richardson both homered in that one. They beat Cassville 4-3 in the semifinal, and then Addison Walker with a home run here in the championship game against Carthage. This was a back-and-forth game, went all the way to the end, but it was finally won in 9 innings, long after midnight, on a foul pop as Carthage wins it. Final score 7-6. Volleyball team had a big weekend as well. They were 5-1 at the Branson Invitational. They won all 3 matches in the pool play as they beat Forsyth, Stratford, and Mount Vernon. And then they beat Kearney and Springfield Catholic in straight sets as well. They finally got to the championship match where they fell to Fair Grove. Coach Allison Davis said they just ran out of steam down the stretch, but she was still happy with the way the team played. They are 5-1 and will be back at Branson this week for a regular season match. That will not be a conference match because Branson has left the Central Ozark Conference, so it will be a non-conference match in the first week of the season. Finally, let's wrap up on the light side with a new feature we're calling the Tiger Triple Take, presented by State Farm agent Sarah Rader. Every week on our Triple Take, we'll ask 1 or 2 players 3 questions to get to know them a little bit better off the field. First up, soccer player Diego Zuniga.
All right, Diego, if you could have any superpower to use during a game, what would it be?
If I had a superpower, I'd probably pick predicting the future. And the reason that is if I had the ability to predict the future in a game, I could read everything. I could know everything, know what to do, and it would be a big help.
All right, to pump up song or music before a game.
This might be a little different. Some people know that I do this, but I like to listen to Brazilian music, so it gets me in the pump. I listen to it and I feel like I got the Brazilian in me sometimes, because they're really known for soccer.
How about if you could combine any 2 sports?
2 sports?
What 2 sports would you combine?
Well, I like soccer. I'm playing basketball here, a little, so I'll probably combine that. I feel like that'll be a fun sport where you can either use your feet to score or pick up the ball and shoot in the hoop. I'll probably combine that.
All right. That sounds good.
And that's going to do it for our REPMO Recap Show for this week. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you liked it. It'll be a work in progress as we go along, But I'll be back next week with more highlights and a recap of everything happening in Republic Tiger Sports.